Hey everyone, this is R. Kronk from Deathmasters. Today we're going to talk about Hog Riders and how they changed since the last update. They take more damage from giant bombs. Also, heroes are harder to lure out, and hogs don't like heroes that much, so basically you have to spread them out a little bit more and use more of them than you did in the past. So we'll take a look at a few replays here to get some examples of how we can use them. This first one, I used to drop, when I would drop hogs, I dropped them kind of all from one side in the same place because it was a lot harder to keep them together underneath the healing spells, and the healing spells affected a lot more of them. But I'm going to show you wrapping them all the way around a town can also work. You just have to be a little bit more careful about where you drop the healing spells, and you may not get as much benefit out of them. At the beginning, I tried to lure the clan castle troops out with giants, and there wasn't anything in the castle, luckily. But the heroes are there. I don't even bother trying to lure them out anymore, because they just hang out in the middle. So the heroes will run around trying to destroy all your pigs, and hopefully they don't get to them. I threw some archers around the edges to help some of the cleanup, and I put my heroes down at the bottom to help out. And this king will finish, my king will finish chopping through the wall, and then he will take off the other way, which is kind of funny. Now, this is a funny encounter with the queen and the king here. Yeah, so that's another thing that's changed in the new update, is the queen is a lot more powerful when she's invisible. As you could see there, she just took out a level 10 king in just a few seconds. So this raid worked pretty well. The hogs were able to sweep through the town. Any giant bombs that hit them usually only affected one or two because they were spread out more, and it just seemed to work pretty well. But now we just have to get the rest of that dark to make up for all the hogs I just built. And we just got 2 more buildings and we'll be done. This next replay is from DP96. He's also in Deathmasters. He is going to show attacking from one side. He's going to attack from the lower left. Once he's checked to see if there's anything in the clan castle with that hog there, he'll drop a bunch from the side. And the way he drops them, they will be a little bit more spread out than what I used to do with them, which was just throw them all in a line. But you can see that he still is going to have to deal with the king and the queen in there, and the healing spells affect more of the hogs because they're a little bit more tightly grouped together. But that also makes them easier for the heroes to kill them. So you just have to throw a few more hogs down than normal, or than you used to be able to. And there's the giant bomb. Made several hogs very sad over on the right. The hogs take 1.5 times as much damage now as they did before the update. So 2 giant bombs right next to each other can take out an entire group of hogs. You can see DP did a good job of freezing that queen, and then the hogs jumped in and took her out. Those hogs, it seems as though the hogs are a little bit less willing to go after heroes after the update, but that could just be in my head. It seems as though they will only go after a hero, even if it's attacking them, if there are no other buildings nearby. See, those hogs went for the building rather than the hero. Now, because those hogs attacked the hero a little bit earlier, the wizards were able to take him out pretty easily. So he got some really good loot on this one. And unfortunately, if all the hogs do get killed as they have here, they leave all the walls intact, and so we're left with having to bash through a lot of walls to get around. That's where the wizards come in handy. And that's the end of that one. This next one is from me. And this one is an abandoned town with lots of loot, and I just couldn't pass it up. It's going to be a little bit of overkill. He had his clan castle outside, which isn't very smart, but it allowed me to very quickly determine that there's nothing in them. Nothing in it. So, for some reason I was a little slow on the... I play on an iPhone, so it's kind of hard to scale the screen down enough to get my fingers all the way around the outside of the town and get it scaled out far enough to be able to do that. So that's another thing you have to watch for, is if the town is really up next to the edges, sometimes it's hard to wrap the hogs all the way around the town. They came in on this one pretty quickly, and I usually end up dropping some healing spells in the middle as well, since they all end up kind of converging into the middle. Once all the defenses are out, then the hogs will go and take all the rest out and clean it up. You'll notice how the hogs are not attacking anything. They're not attacking the king and queen until the buildings are gone right next to them. And the king and queen die together right there. It's beautiful. And then the rest of it's just cleanup. And hogs are great for cleanup. They move pretty quickly, a lot quicker than heroes and giants. They also hop over all the walls that are still left. Looks like some pretty decent loot on this one as well. Even the dragon got in on the dark. And that's the end of that one. Okay, here's another one from DP. This is an example of hogs going after the Inferno Tower there. Now, right at the start of this one, you'll see that a giant bomb is cleverly placed right there, and all those hogs are very, very sad now. But he healed them up really quickly there with the healing spell, so that was great. Now he's dumping a lot in on that side, so they can just dive right into the Inferno, and then he froze it and raged them, so they just plowed right through it like it was nothing. And at this point, they just have to swing around to the other side. And it looks as though there are no heroes to deal with here either. Looks like we lucked out on these attacks a little bit. Nothing in the castles and no heroes on this one. So there's plenty of hogs left over to do the cleanup on this one. There's only three more defenses to hit. And that'll be quick. And now it's just running around the base, cleaning up, and DP dropped some wizards in to help on the cleanup at the end. Wizards are pretty good on cleanup too, because they can shoot through walls and don't have to bust through as many of them. So we speed it up here to get to the end. And once again, because you have heroes to deal with usually, when before you could lure them out and kill them, and when the hogs just had free reign, now you have to deal with them, so you just have to throw more hogs down. And here's the dreaded hut in the corner, but the wizard will take it out right there. It's a nice raid. And then I have another overkill attack with nothing in the castle. I'm really lucking out on these attacks today. So this one's overkill, but look, there's 325,000 gold. I'm not gonna hit next on that. I just couldn't do it. So these hogs will just tear through the entire town in 30 seconds. So that king is still, you know, he's in there chasing them around, but he's nowhere fast enough to really get to them and cause problems. Another thing that you'll notice with the update is that once the heroes are triggered, they will not just follow you around the whole entire town. They will still, if you get outside of their range, they will hang out by their initial area. And so that can come in handy. If the hogs get far enough away from the king, he'll just go right back to his area while they take the rest of the town out. So it's kind of good and bad with this update. Now here's another one from DP. This one, he got thwarted from the 3-star on this one by the queen. The queen is particularly deadly with the hogs because she has a good range. So she can just kind of stand in one place and spin around and kill everything all the way around her. The king actually has to run around, and since he's kind of slow, it takes him a while. So there she goes. She just starts picking him off, and even with the healing spell, she can take him out pretty quickly. So as they come through, they did a pretty good job of clearing the base out, but she is just in there picking them off. So if the queen is close enough to the edge, you could send some other troops in to take her out. But with the way that they lure or don't lure now, you're pretty much stuck with having to deal with them. And again, you know, she took out several of those hogs. So all the hogs are dead. She did her job. But now she's over in her area, so these other troops can now take out the rest of the town without even being bothered by her that much. So that's actually a plus. So DP did a really good job recovering from this one. Bringing in these other troops just at the right place. Was able to take all the dark out, take the town hall out, and get a really solid 2-star win there. And now we have one more. I'm checking the clan castle again. Nothing in it. Again, we lucked out. So, the problem with this one is you'll notice we got 4 level 7 Teslas up there just taking it all out. So they destroyed the whole top half of all my hogs, and I didn't realize it because I was focused on healing the middle parts of the town there, and so this ended up being a bit of a painful attack. Luckily the hogs came down so they wouldn't get butchered by those Teslas, but so they did clear out the middle part of the town pretty well, so all is not lost. I can still send in some cleanup troops. Now there's the giant bomb making the hogs very, very sad. So I dropped the king up there on the top, and it looks fairly hopeless to make much of a dent in this, but it turned out that I still had my clan castle and my king and queen, and I dropped the queen here to help the king out, and boosted both of them right here to take out those Teslas and the stuff around them, hopefully to get inside and get that town hall. Kind of forgot that dragon was in the clan castle and ended up dropping him by that air defense. So he got a little bit sad too. And turns out the archers were able to get in there. Enough of the defenses were destroyed so that they didn't have to battle much in there. They just had to go in and clear out. So we got the town hall. And it looks like we might get some dark here too. Yep. That's another thing. Because you're ended up making more hogs, you've got to make sure you attack towns with lots of dark. Also, even though we didn't show it in these replays, make sure the clan castle gets lured out and killed before you do any of the hog raid. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.